MyOpenMath provides a very deep system for creating custom questions from scratch or editing and revising questions that other instructors have created. Starting with this video, we want to dig deeper into the individual commands and tools that you can use to build the questions that match the types of assessments that you want to create. In this first video, we want to look at using the common control to generate a single value in MyOpenMath. Everything we're going to cover in this video and all the subsequent videos where we're talking about these different commands are included in either this writing questions help document or this macro library help. So for instance, right now in writing questions help, everything we're about to cover is included in this randomizer section. This gives you full documentation on the command, how to use it, options, and what that command does. So we're going to cover a number of these. There are more than what we'll actually cover, but I'm hitting a lot of the ones that I tend to use very frequently. But there are additional tools in here that go beyond this. There may be options and other things that you can include that go beyond what we're covering here. But we want to start getting an introduction to how these commands work. The first we've seen before when we created a simple arithmetic problem is the command for creating a random integer between two values. So this line of code would create a variable a, and variable a would be a random integer somewhere between -10 and 10 inclusive. Rather than a random integer, we might want a random real number, so including decimal values, in which case we could create a variable b and use the command rrand, so real rand. Then we would still input our minimum and maximum value. I'm going to keep using -10 and 10, but obviously whatever values we want to use there that would make sense. And then we need to put an additional comma here and another value, which will be the steps. So for instance, I want to step by 0.25, or you could be as specific as you wanted with this. You could have the value step by 0.36824. Whatever value you want to step by to select those real numbers. We also have a command to generate non-zero random numbers. In this case, to create a non-zero random integer, we use that rand command, but put non-zero in front of it. So this would be a case specifically about if a value is going to be in a denominator or any other scenario where you don't want a zero value. We can include that non-zero and then still put our minimum and maximum values. Now we know that we're generating a random integer, but that integer will not be equal to 0. We can do the same thing with a non-zero real number by putting non-zero in front of that rrand command. But again, we need to include that additional value for our step. Variables a through d are all going to result in a number value. We also have, and randomly chosen from a wide list. We can also specify a particular list. So if we create a variable e, we could use the command rand from and then input a list of values that we want to select from. So say we only want to select from the first few prime numbers or any other values that we want to plug into that list. Maybe it's a data set that we've created. We want to pull a random number from that data set. This will only look at random numbers included in this list. We can also use this command to pull random text. So for instance, if we're doing a classic probability question where we're pulling marbles out of a bag, we could set this list to be the words red, blue, green, purple, and now variable f, anytime we call on that in the question text, will pull that same random color. So if we want to add some variable component where the text of the problem is changing, we have that ability as well.